it became very difficult because time-wise, I probably spend about 80% of my time being mayor.
Amen.
Friends come and go, but family is it.
Right.
I lost my mom and I lost my sister. Our streets are the best. Our tax rate is the lowest. It's not just McAllen. It's our area. It's our region.
Y próximamente aquí en nuestra nueva oficina en San Juan.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Maria Perez Show. Today, I am honored to have a very special guest on the show. He is the 21st, mayor of the city of McAllen, Mr. Javier Villalobos. And we are so honored to have you here on the show. Mayor, thank you so much.
No, it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for your time.
Certainly.
I want to start talking about the most recent event that's coming up. I'm very excited because we're also going to be a part of it, of course, the McAllen Holiday Parade. Talk to us a little bit about that and what can we expect? Well,
certainly McAllen Holiday Parade, if I'm correct, I believe it's our 11th year. And it's an exciting event we have yearly. And I mean exciting because of the number of people that come. It's just tremendous. The most we've had, I believe, 265,000 2 years ago. Of course, last year we got kind of rained out. It was still very fun. We had a lot of people, but it was cold. So of course it'll be in December the 6th, I believe, or the first part of December with tremendous things. Every year we try to make it a little bit different. Last year we added the trompos and balloons. I know we just announced that we'll have Mr. Monopoly now. And then what's number 33 for the Dallas Cowboys?
Yep.
Williams. So we're going to be having a meet and greet at the airport with them. 75 people will be lucky enough to hopefully win and meet them. But there's always a lot of amazing things. We keep on refreshing our floats and we keep on changing them. And it's amazing.
I've been a part of the McAllen Holiday Parade since the very first one that the city of McAllen had. And every year I'm just surprised how there's always something new coming in and special celebrities, special guests. And we have people from both sides of the border coming to McAllen.
No, definitely. And not just from both sides of the border, but from even different states. They come, they've heard about it. And it's amazing how many awards we have won. It's considered one of the best parades in the world. Yeah. It's quite an accomplishment for our city.
Yeah, of course. It's a very beautiful parade. And wherever you are tuning in from, we invite you guys to come down to the city of McAllen, which has also been named one of the safest cities in the nation.
And you know what? Whenever I talk to people, that's kind of an honor stating that because the media, what they portrayed South Texas as being kind of dangerous. Well, no. We were last year third safest city in the country, safest city in the state of Texas. So we have a tremendous police department and we have very good people. Yeah. So we have done well, but we received accolade after accolade just a few days ago in the top 20 cities for cost of living or best places to live, 9th in the whole country for small businesses, 2nd for most affordable. We just keep on getting accolades after accolades. And I always say we have an amazing team from the commission to administration to staff, employees, everybody.
I was gone for 4 years, Mayor. I was living in Florida and I come back to McAllen to visit my family. Of course, now I reside here, but I come back and everything's changed in a good way. I feel like the valley is fast growing. And if we talk about McAllen, what are the projects that are coming up in the years to come?
Well, projects that are ongoing all the time is, of course, our streets.
Right.
If you go through McAllen, it's going to be hard to find a pothole. Of course, social media, they always say we're full of potholes, but you know what? It's hard. As a matter of fact, I challenge them. If ever you see a pothole, just call it in. We'll take care of it.
Yep.
But usually it'll happen sometimes during rain. But, we're always pushing and moving. One of the things that's very exciting, we just opened, it was Camp McAllen. The community was so excited about it. But we have big things coming up. Of course, I think most people know that we're filling the reservoir right by the Plaza Mall. People thought that we're running out of water. Well, that reservoir was obsolete, so we had to drain it, and it's a process to fill it. It's going to be a beautiful development. It's going to take some years, of course, but it's going to be a beautiful development. I think we've announced we're getting a new city hall, about 90,000 square feet.
Wow.
And people will say, well, why do you need another one? Well, because we don't fit. We've grown so fast, and we're doing so well that we're going to be able to do, I believe it's 90,000 square feet across what we have now, and we're going to be utilizing both. Chances are we're going to close Houston Street, and it'll be the whole area dedicated to our city.
Yeah, and I saw that the development that you just mentioned, or the future development that you just mentioned right across our airport. I was actually curious to know what it was going to be, so thank you for clearing that out. But I want to talk to you about, or ask you, how has it been to be the mayor of this beautiful city? We know you were commissioner prior to that, but you also have experience in law. You're an attorney. So talk to us a little bit about your background.
Well, certainly. As a matter of fact, when I became commissioner, it was pretty easy because I've represented governmental entities, cities, schools, colleges, and housing authorities for at least 27 years. So when I became a commissioner, it was pretty easy. When I became the mayor, it was pretty easy to do. The only problem is when I became mayor, it became very difficult because time-wise, I probably spent about 80% of my time being mayor.
Yeah.
And 20% of my time, which is still a lot, actually because I work a lot, I still have to dedicate a lot, but it's more governmental entities, which I don't do too many court cases anymore, even though today I was picking a jury and going to trial tomorrow. But it's kind of rough being mayor, but there's nothing else I'd rather do. I love it. I love doing what we're doing, seeing what we create, what we're creating, and how, I guess, just the benefits. It's a good feeling to see our community grow and how fast it's growing and everything positive. Yeah,
the community is very important. And also working in news, I feel like community is important to make sure that they feel safe and that they know that they're being heard is the most important part.
It is.
I wanted to ask you, do you, on your free time, we know you're super busy. We're talking off camera how, your day starts very early. Can you talk to us a little bit about what your day consists of being the mayor of McAllen?
Certainly. I actually, if I don't have to get up too early, I don't. But usually I have to get up 6:37. Yeah. A lot of the times, groundbreakings, ribbon cuttings. And I don't necessarily have to go all the time, but I think people appreciate it when I go. And hey, the mayor came to my groundbreaking, he came to my ribbon cutting, and you know what? I see how they appreciate it, so I'd like to do it. And of course, go to City Hall, go sign whatever I need to sign, then clients in between, and then sometimes Mondays and Tuesdays are the hardest because Mondays, is when usually we have our commission meetings, and it's the beginning of the week. Tuesdays is when it gets very difficult because of all the other governmental entities that have meetings, and I represent them. So sometimes I have to get somebody to help me cover different meetings and all over. But I mean, my day might begin at 7, 8 in the morning, but most of the time doesn't end until about 10, 11. Yeah.
And you found a little bit of time out of your day to come to the Maria Perez show. So we really appreciate that. There's so many great spots to eat here in McAllen.
Oh, yes.
Do you have a favorite spot?
Not necessarily a favorite spot because there's a lot of great spots. Yeah. We have great restaurants. I just did a video with Toño Garza from Brass, a chef from Cancun. They're at Casa Madre, and we had some fun. Casa Madre, but it was real fun. I meet a lot. I have a lot of meetings at the Republic, a lot of meetings in Santa Fe. Yeah. Prime is excellent. House wine, Salt. I love Salt, but I hardly ever go because it's too noisy. So when I do, I'm outside. Yeah. But there's different amazing restaurants.
Yeah, we invite everybody to, I would love for you to make the invite to the people that are watching us because it's really, McAllen is a very, very nice city to visit.
It is. And we tell people a lot of the times, first of all, how welcoming it is. We have people come from the East Coast to the West, from Mexico, different areas. Yeah. And one of the things they tell us all the time, how friendly the people are. And then second, or these two or one or two, is how good the food is, the restaurants. We have some chain restaurants, but no, what's the authentic ones, the ones we're talking about. It is amazing the type of food we have here. We have great eateries, and we have just great things going on. One of the things I'm hoping that people will, of course, we're going to finish in the spring of 26, is the Q, the Center for Urban Ecology.
Oh, nice.
That's at Quinta Mazatlan. That's going to be a game changer for us. It's a beautiful structure. for events, for education, for different things. I know that's going to help us attract even more people, more tourism, and of course, bird watching and everything.
And it's important to mention that we have a lot of great events that go on in McAllen, the McAllen Convention Center, the McAllen Performing Arts Center. There's just so many great events that attract tourists to the city of McAllen.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, I don't necessarily think of McAllen as just McAllen.
Right.
Because when I'm out there, I was in Tampico, and one of the things I said, and that's what I'm going to keep on saying, is it's not just McAllen. It's our area. It's our region.
Yep.
So I talk about Edinburgh, Bar, Mission, Harlingen, or Rio Grande Valley. As a matter of fact, for example, what do we do for our football games? We go to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
People don't even know it's Edinburgh, but it's part of us. It's part of us. You know, our basketball is in Edinburgh, the Vipers. Yeah. It's us. So we don't have to say McAllen, Edinburgh, Far Mission, or anything. It's just part of us.
The Rio Grande Valley in general. It's a great region, to be honest with you. And growing up, I know you come from humble beginnings, Mayor. I follow you on your Instagram page, and there was a very nice video that you uploaded where you're walking through the fields. You mentioned you worked in the fields. You worked at H-E-B mopping every night. You mentioned your wonderful parents, how, you know, they didn't complete elementary school, but they always instilled in you the importance of education, of working hard. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Well, you did your homework.
I did. Yes, I did.
Well, yeah, you know what? That's one of my favorite videos because it reminds me about that. Yeah, since a little kid, I was picking onions. And I always tell people I'd cry all day. And not because I was working, but because of the onions.
The onions,
It's tough. No, but from onions to cotton fields to the sugar beet in Minnesota and North Dakota, all that type of stuff. And then onion sheds when I was in high school. And I always tell everybody, I love my H-E-B. But in Crystal City, every single night, I would mop the whole H-E-B all by myself.
Wow.
Every night.
How old were you?
About 17. I was in high school.
How was that experience for you? And how do you feel like now that you're mayor, how has that helped you even throughout your whole professional career?
Well, you know what? It was, I realized it was kind of difficult then, but I didn't know it was. Or at least I didn't know any better. So I would not change my childhood. It doesn't matter what, I wouldn't change it. I think, as a matter of fact, it made me who I am. And I think that's one of the reasons I can associate very well with people. Right. I don't care if they're from humble beginnings, if they have money or not. They're people, I like them, we can associate, I talk to them, and that's just the way it is. Yeah. And it's I don't have to fake it. I am them, I am.
And to me, that was a very nice video that you, and especially the message behind it, because being from the Rio Grande Valley, you know, my parents were migrant workers. My dad would go to California. My mom would go to Florida to the field. And sometimes we think growing up in a small region like the Valley, it's hard to, I don't know if it's just something like we just limit ourselves.
It's hard to get out of it.
Right. Yeah. It's hard.
I know what you're talking about. As a matter of fact, a lot of the times when I talk in schools, like, I don't really want to go, okay, look, I was a farm worker, I was this, and now I'm done okay. But sometimes they want to hear it, and and then when I do tell them, I make them realize that, look, if I did it back then when it was difficult, you can do it. Yeah. And education is the key to success. I always tell them the great equalizer. So, I mean, you can do it. It doesn't matter where you come from, it's where you want to be.
Exactly. Y las ganas, ¿no?
Y las ganas.
Las ganas de salir adelante. And also I feel like being from the Valley, like our parents, I'm very family oriented. So I feel like my parents as well. My mom didn't finish elementary school. And I actually showed her the video that you uploaded on your Instagram. And she says, wow, I can relate. Because they were always instilling in my brother and I, hey, education, work hard, you can do it. If I didn't finish elementary school, you will. Yeah, you're going to graduate.
That was always my mom and dad. Que la educación, and all that type of stuff. And it was very important. But you know what, about talking about family values, people come here and are kind of astounded as to what very few homeless we have. And to me, I think a lot of that is attributed to the fact that the Hispanic community, doesn't matter what, you're going to be tied together. You may have 10 people in a house, but they're going to be housed. Yeah. So that's a Hispanic community. That's
a Hispanic community. Is there somebody in your life that inspires you the most, not only in your professional life, but your personal life as well?
Different people, but I always say that my brother, actually, he's a lawyer also. So I guess he had it a little tougher than I did growing up. We did. But he opened up the doors. I always say
Right.
he opened up the doors. He was the first to ever graduate from high school. And then he went on to college. And I thought, well, if he can do it, I can too. He graduated from college and went to law school. And then later on, I thought, well, if he did it, I can too.
Yeah.
And so really, he has been an inspiration for me and my brother, Jesse.
I want to touch a little bit on the personal side because it was news for us here in our news station. In 2023, you lost your beautiful mom and sister. And I know that I'm sure they meant the world to you. So how is your family? What do they mean to you? I feel like that's a very important message as our mayor that I would love our people to hear that.
Well, I mean, I try to tell my kids that family comes first. Family is it.
Amen.
Friends come and go, but family is it.
Right.
You know, I lost my mom and I lost my sister. Of course, I had lost a brother before. And so it's me, my two sisters, and my brother here. And we try to be as close as we can. Because you can always, it doesn't matter what, you can always depend on family.
Yes.
I mean, you can't always fix all the issues, but family is always going to be there.
Amen. I can relate to that. And in good or bad times, our family will always
Correct.
be there. Let's talk a little bit about McAllen and our relationship. We are a border city. What's the relationship that we currently have with Mexico right now? And how is that important, obviously, to the Rio Grande Valley?
You know, Maria, I don't think we've ever had a better relationship with Mexico than we do now. I know we started going to Mexico, and now we have an international team. And it is just amazing what's going on. And people ask me, why are you always in Mexico? Why are you always in Mexico? And to me, it's very simple.
Right.
People from San Antonio are not going to come over here and spend their money. You may have some visitors.
Yeah.
People from Corpus are not going to come over here and spend their money. You may have some visitors.
Yeah.
But people from Monterrey, Tampico, Apodaca, Guadalupe, the different areas, we are right at the center of the two countries.
Yep.
And all that northern area, they come and they love our city. So we want them to, the first thing I want them to think when they think of the United States is McAllen. And guess what? That's what they do. Yeah. Wherever I go, I was in Zacatecas, they know McAllen. I just came back from Tampico, McAllen. Of course, Monterrey.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. Even Mexico City.
Yeah.
We opened up the airline to Mexico City, hoping that hopefully it makes it. It's been amazing. Yeah. So we know there's a lot of travelers back and forth from Mexico City to here, and we're always trying to get more connectivity, but it's difficult whenever it's a little shorter, for example, from here to Monterrey or stuff like that.
And I know it's a huge part of the economic growth here in the valley. Our neighbors in Mexico come over here to shop all the time. We know some of the businesses in downtown McAllen were kind of affected. We know some business owners had some concerns, with the recent immigration issues that have been going on. So how is the city of McAllen getting involved with them in helping these small business owners continue to grow?
We're always trying to assist wherever we can. But let me tell you a little history on what happened with our Mexican visitors. During COVID, we were like, oh my God, it's over because they're not going to be coming over. Well, for about 2 months, the economy started going down. The numbers of sales taxes. After about 2 months, we started going up, and that's when they had to shut down the bridges where people couldn't come. After 2 months, we started stabilizing and going up little by little, and we realized that our area is self-sufficient. If our people stay here, we are self-sufficient. And I think a lot of people started staying here instead of going to San Antonio or different areas. And then once they opened up the bridges, we just kept on getting better. But what's affecting us right now is the inspections on the southern side of the border, which is limiting how fast people can come over here.
Right.
But even then, we're still doing pretty good. I mean, we could be doing better, but that's affecting us. Even myself, to go to Mexico, sometimes I haven't been able to go through the Century Lane for whatever reason. Take us 3.5 hours.
Wow, because of the traffic.
But we understand how important Mexico is to us. There was a study that came out a few months ago, maybe. In about 30 days, there was about a purchasing of about 50 million by Mexico.
Wow.
So when you think about that, I mean, the percentage of sales taxes that, that occurs.
And we know we have several international crossing points here in the valley. We have Ansalduas and Mission. We have Hidalgo. We have FAR. Is there any plans to continue to expand and to kind of help, like you just mentioned, to help with the timings on the crossings?
Definitely. Well, actually, we have, how many do we have? We have in Progreso,
Yep.
Dana, FAR, Hidalgo, Ansalduas. So we keep on.
Brownsville. Yeah.
I mean, you keep on. So we have the Hidalgo McAllen International Crossing, and that's just vehicles.
Mhm.
Then we have Ansalduas, and that's the one that we are finally finishing up to make it a full cargo facility. Right now, the 18-wheelers pass, but it's the empties. So
Yeah.
pretty soon, we're going to be able to do the full cargo, and that's really we're excited about the opportunities. But we're also already planning on adding another lane on the bridge strictly for 18-wheelers.
Nice.
And that'll really speed things up. And people say, well, why? Well, there's a lot of reasons. The faster you can cross, time is money.
Yes.
And then to those that really believe, they want about the environment, when you have a truck just stalled, it's just spewing fumes and all that,
Mhm.
you cross them over,
Right.
and you get rid of that.
I like that. And I want to talk a little bit about the vision that you have for McAllen. Where do you see our city 5 to 10 years from now?
Well, I see it as still being the strongest city in the Rio Grande Valley. I think if we can keep our stable government, our excellent leadership in the administration, if we can keep the pride that our employees have, nobody can stop us.
Mhm.
Nobody can stop us. The pandemic couldn't. We've had some. The economy is going down a little bit. I think, the last to really get affected. I mean, we are very strong. We are the hub for business, and so I see it as continuing to grow. I think there's gonna be more density in McAllen, and pretty soon we're gonna have to start kind of going up a little bit.
Right. And to be honest with you, I mentioned to you a little while ago that I had left the valley for 4 years, and people would ask me, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from the Rio Grande Valley." And they would say, "What? The Rio Grande Valley? Where is that?" And I said, "It's at the very tip of South Texas. We're right along the border." They said, "Oh, you're from McAllen." So I can agree with you when McAllen is basically the hub. It's the place that even people up north. I was living up north, and they say, "Oh, you're from McAllen." So, and they had been to McAllen, and they were speaking nothing but great things about the city.
And that's why I tell you, we are the hub, and we're right in the center. We have Mission Far, Edinburgh, and that's what makes it so strong, is that the business is in McAllen, and people come spend their money in McAllen.
Right. Well, to finish this interview, Mayor, I would love for you to just leave us with a message. What do you leave the people from McAllen, but not only from McAllen, from the Rio Grande Valley, as far as your leadership and your vision?
Well, what we see is, first of all, we invite everybody to come to McAllen. We have a fantastic place, very safe place with eateries that are just amazing. But we always tell the people that the stability of McAllen, if we can keep it, it's going to be it already is, but it's going to be even a better place. Our streets are the best. Our tax rate is the lowest. And that's something to be very proud of. Mm-hmm. And I mean, whatever we do here in McAllen generally is very thought, is very planned, and we just try our best. And I think that people can see it. So I always say, vengan a McAllen.
Vengan a McAllen. Aquí los esperamos. We'll see you here in McAllen, Texas. Mayor, thank you.
What a pleasure.
For this amazing interview. The pleasure is ours. And what an honor to have you here on the show. And we look forward to seeing you guys on another episode of the Maria Perez Show. Mayor Javier Villalobos, thank you.
Oficina abriendo muy pronto en San Juan.